Welcome to Zugdidi, a place I arrived yesterday, and the original plan was to dump my bags off at the hostel, come out for an hour, do a bit of filming and stay for one night. But this place is fascinating. So I've decided to extend and actually go out for a full day and see what's around. So right now I'm in the centre of the city. This is a nice, awesome boulevard, and for the first time since I've been in Georgia for 5 days, it's cool. There is no sun, it's very cloudy, and I'm not sweating as much, which is amazing for a change. So one of the things I found out about this city is just north of here is a place called Abkhazia. And after the collapse of the Soviet Union and Georgia got its independence, Abkhazia was not too keen on the idea of being part of Georgia and wanted its own independence. And there was a war between 1992 and 1993 where this place was the front line of the war. Now, they got independence of such where Abkhazia has its own passport. It's got its own government. It uses the Russian ruble. But it's not recognised as an independent country by the United Nations. It's still part of Georgia. But there are some countries that do recognise its independence, like Russia. So I was interested in Abkhazia, and I found an email address for a government department within the place and asked them if I could have a visa to go across. Basically just said, hi, I'm Stu, I'm a YouTuber, can I come across and have a look? That was 3 days ago, and I was told by the owner of the hostel last night, not a hope in hell of me getting across, because even the Georgians aren't allowed, which is a bit of a shame. But I'll still wait out to see if there's anything going to be going. If I can get across, I very much doubt it, but at least I tried. So across over there is the tourist office, so I'm going to have a wander over there just to see if there's any maps. Now, I'm led to believe if I follow all the way down there is a palace and the Botanical Gardens, which is a must-do. But I just thought I'd pop into the tourist information office, get some maps. Right, I've just been in, and so helpful. So many maps that I need to sit down and have a little wander to go through it all. Her English was amazing. I asked her how many people really come to Zugdidi, any Westerners. Not that many, she says, but the tourist office that they've got there is just a small office, but they're planning, or they're building a new place by the palace, which is going to try and encourage people to stay a bit longer, because even she said it's a beautiful city. So she recommended me to come up here, to go to the palace at the end. She recommends the cafe that's there. Wow, look at that. And then have a walk around the Botanical Gardens. Now this area here is just really quiet. Now I did come out yesterday afternoon just on my own without any cameras, just to get the feel for it. And people just around here just chilling. And I'm still trying to get a Georgian to smile back at me when I smile at them. It reminds me of London on the Tube, as one of my subscribers commented the other day. And throughout the park, as you walk up, there's so many statues that you'll see, but because it's in the Georgian language, I can't Google it because I haven't got that alphabet on my phone. But he's seemingly someone famous, died in 1901. Got a lovely beard. And the palace, I believe, is that away. And this is it. In the distance you can see Dadiani Palace. It's a European styled palace, and that looks like what she was describing in the tourist office as the new tourist office to be. Right, let's have a wander in. Oh, there's a map, even though I've got 3 of them here. Look at that. That is some size. Now, the tourist office did tell me that they do get a lot of visitors this place, but it's usually a 1-day trip that they come in the morning and then they leave the city in the afternoon. So this is the house of Dadiani, and the Dadianis were the ruling class, the princes of the area of Samaglero. You can tell I'm reading this off my phone. There's a lot of information that I'm trying to remember. Now, within these walls, it's a museum now, and they reckon there is the Shroud of the Virgin Mary and one of 4 death masks of Napoleon Bonaparte. And the reason the death mask of Napoleon Bonaparte is here is one of the princesses of the family married the nephew of Napoleon Bonaparte. So they claim to have that link to Europe, to French nobility. Wow, that's quite impressive. I like that. The palace itself was built in the 17th century, but then restored again in the 19th century and expanded. So the Botanical Gardens, which was part of the palace itself, was really extended in the 19th century, as I'm reading off my notes. Wow. Right, let's see if I can get in. Right, I've just been taught to go in this way. Oh. Right. Oh, sorry. Right, I've got my ticket. 12 Lowry. I think that is Joe's prices. Look at all them paintings. I'm just following the signs I see as entrance. So as you come in, you've got a brief history of the palaces, and then you've got the family tree of the Dadianis. It goes all the way back to 1185. So when you read about the history of the palaces, and there's been lots of them, the Dadianis made Zugdidi its prime location, the area that I wanted to be in. And every time they built a castle, palace, then some empire would come along, knock it down, and they just built another one. And this is the last remaining in the area. Oh wow. So family portraits. And then you come into some bed chambers with the original bed. Some lovely feathers at the top. And everything in English as well as Georgian. Fascinating. So I've done basically a loop all the way around, and you get so far, and you get some woman that just sees no videoing at all, and she started following me. Because every time I thought she'd gone, I'd try and get my camera out, but I did see through there Napoleon's death mask and this is what it looks like. Really interesting. No idea what a death mask is, but it's here in the palace in Zugdidi. So as you walk around, there's lots of portraits of family members, lots of things they've used, from weapons to cups to, well, you saw the bed. And for the Napoleon death mask, there is just a room just full of Napoleon stuff, portraits, etc. But yeah, I enjoyed that. It's a short little thing. Oh, there's another palace over there, which I think is the Prince's Palace. So this main one behind me is the Queen's Palace. And then I'm going to have a wander around all the botanical gardens. And that's a church. So this is Saint Virgin Mary of Vlacherena Temple. And inside there is meant to be a portion of the robe that the Virgin Mary wore inside. Now I'm not too sure if I'm allowed to film, but until I get stopped. Right, I've got to be quiet. So I'm not too sure where this robe is, but I think that might be what it is there. Unfortunately, there's no English in there, and there is a woman selling stuff if you need to do any praying. But I think it's behind that door there, the shroud itself. She didn't speak any English. I don't think. Okay. I don't know what she was after. Right. Let's go down to the Botanical Gardens. So I'm sat next to, and I've got to have it on my phone because his name is Akaki Shanturia, who was a Georgian scientist, weren't you, mate? And he designed the museum over there, didn't you, mate? Didn't say a lot. It's a statue. When you look around this whole sort of park area with the palace in the background there, it's massive. It is a big area. But in front of me now is the Botanical Gardens. Now I'm not too sure if you've got to pay for it to get in. I want to find out. I'll come in. Only because I promised the tourist information girl that I would definitely come in. So got my tickets. It's £5 lari to get in for foreigners. For locals, for Georgians, it is £1 lari. Bit of a difference. So this is the entrance. I mean, I do like plants. Looks like there's a garden sale going on. I think the one thing that really got me was because there's a cafe in here, and I just saw the stone building in the background. And this stone building, according to this sign, is the greenhouse. So it was built in the 1840s. Most greenhouses I've ever seen has been made of glass. But within there would have been an orangey, place where you grew oranges, and a bakery. Oh God, it's big. And it survived. Let's see what else is there around here. So a lot of these plants, when they were building the Botanical Gardens, came from Western Europe, mainly from Italy and from France. Oh, found the cafe. Coffee done and dusted. A little bit more expensive than usual. Must be because it's in the Botanical Gardens. And if you want to contribute to my Buy Me a Coffee page, which helps with my travels, then all you got to do is follow the link that is in the description below this video. Now I've come along to the Botanical Garden Lake, and I'm led to believe there is a peacock area. I just saw it on a map. Look at all the fish in there. Some big ones. And I found the peacocks. They're all in this cage, which is a bit of a shame. They could actually release these and they would be able to just be free in this park. Look at the size of them. Hello, mate. I mean, peacocks, they don't fly, do they? So you have got different ages of birds here. You've got the adults and then you've got some baby ones down here. And then right in the corner there seems to be a peahen, the female of the species, on a nest right in the corner there. But they're fed, they're watered, they're looked after, but they could be free. I've come back out from the Botanical Gardens and I'm in front of the palace again. And it's got a certain Down Abbey feel about it. But I just thought I'd show you the fountain, which wasn't on before. I do like that. I mean, it's nothing really fancy, but it's been designed really well. And as the clouds are starting to part, it is starting to get warm again. I can feel it. Right, let's go to somewhere else. I've left the Botanical Gardens and the palace behind me, and I'm now come to this spot. I'm on a bridge overlooking what people would consider the last bastion of Soviet architecture, the train station. So this will be the first train station I've actually seen since I've been over here in Georgia. Even though I've just realised this is probably where I got dropped off on the bus yesterday morning, and already I've got, you can see backpackers with their backpacks on. Wow. And as I come off the bridge, this is when I realised, yes, I did get dropped off here yesterday without even realising this was the train station. So a lot of people do come to this city from Tbilisi, get the train, get on a minibus and head for Mestia, which is up in the mountains. They don't really stay here, which is a shame. But I'm at the front of the train station. It is what I remember yesterday. So in the days of old, Soviet Union wanted to make a statement with their train stations, make them bold. Obviously, this city was not big at the time, so still impressive. And there's about 3 or 4 big buses with big signs of Mestia on the front of them, with lots of Western Europeans going up the hills. Stay here. So that was the last place. Not that I was seeing the train station. I suppose I should have walked in, but there's drops of rain starting to come down, and I think it could be, if you look at the sky, especially over there, darkness is coming, a storm is brewing. So tomorrow I have a plan, which is unusual, and I'm leaving here to head for the coast. I have accommodation booked already, and I'm heading for the city of Potai. It's known as the Little Paris of Georgia. That's what I read. So if you want to see what the Little Paris of Georgia is like, then all you got to do is subscribe and you'll see. And if you've enjoyed this little tour of Zugdidi, and there is more to see if you want to come down, then all you got to do is press that like button. But it's worth coming to, really is, if you ever come to Georgia. But until the next time, Gotta go before the rain starts. Bye bye for now.